Somebody did ask, does your spouse need to be specified as number one agent? This is a really good question because, and I think it's true even for parents of young adult children, there's this presumption that spouse gets to make the decision or parents get to make the decision. And again, in the Terry Chavo case, it became apparent that we don't know. Nobody has actual legal first rights to do this.
That was a perfect example of why the spouse is not always the default.
And I think what makes this tricky is that the practical side of this is in a medical emergency, doctors are human beings. They're not lawyers, although some of them I guess are both. But they have one goal, right? And that's to treat the patient in the best possible way, whatever that may mean. And so they often will turn to somebody and either share information that they technically shouldn't be sharing, or asking for direction from somebody that doesn't actually have legal authority to give that direction. And because this happens so frequently, I think people have this false idea that was happening legally and that therefore they have the rights to be the decision maker situation. So no shade at all, but be careful on relying that's what the doctors will do, because technically that's not what the rule is unless you've signed an advanced healthcare directive or HIPAA authorization, which I'm about to talk about, which gives them the authority to share information and tells them who has authority to make decisions for you. So this is another thing that causes confusion. I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing, but don't think that just because you were allowed to speak for a parent maybe that was in the hospital, that's how it always will be. You were given some grace in that moment, and it may not always be the case.